Hey, welcome back to Blaster Chats. I'm Brian here with Dart Zone with my best friend in the industry right now. We got this new series going here. It's going strong. Brandon, how are you doing today, man?
Man, I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I think we got a cool episode here that it's a little departure from the normal discussions. We've been hitting everybody hard on Dart Blasters or half-length darts, Dart Zone Pro, Dart Zone Max. So what do we got today?
Well, it is called Blaster Chat, so we decided we'd go ahead and talk a little bit about some of our other blasters. So I don't know if you guys know this, but we do dart blasters, we do water blasters. We, as a company, Primetime Toys, we actually also do gel bead blasters. We've been doing that for a couple of years, and it's been a fun adventure. We got some new stuff to talk about today, but we've seen, especially in our dart community, a lot of people kind of asking questions. I know that there's not necessarily always an overlap. If you play with darts, you don't necessarily play with gel bead. If you play with gel bead, you don't necessarily play with darts. Some people meet in the middle, but we really want to talk a little bit about kind of our thought process, talk about how we got into this and kind of who we are in a sea of other, people.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think the category of gel bead blasters, water bead blasters, whatever you want to call it, has come up pretty quickly. So I would say that we first saw the product entering the market summer of 2021. Mm-hmm. And then 2022 was when we introduced our Hydra Strike line at Walmart, which is exclusive to Walmart, and that's been going strong there. And the difference is that this is actually at Walmart it's sold in sporting goods.
Yeah,
it's not a toy. It's not in the toy department aisle. So for those who are not familiar with this product line before, it's called Hydra Strike, and we have two items currently in the market. One's called the Pulsar Pro, and the other one is called the Nebula Pro. We'll put a little image up here in the podcast for those who want to reference those. But today we're kind of talking about new stuff, and we got a lot of new. So we think that the category is a growing category. I think it's a lot of people trying to come in and expand on what the others are doing, but you got to. And again, I think that comes back to with the toy industry is that product is king.
Yes.
Design is king,
mm-hmm.
and being a toy first and foremost is king. So, I think we got a lot of cool things here to show. So, I know that. What's your thoughts on the category? How do you feel about this category as it's kind of? I get asked a lot. Well, I'm not into that. I'm in only the dart blasters.
Yeah.
Why should I be in the gel blasters? And I think it's basically, if it's cool and it's fun, you think you can gravitate to it. So what do you think about the category?
Yeah.
And how does it kind of percolate and keep in your mind between the two kind of core demographics?
Yeah. So I think that in general, play pattern is quite similar. I think that there were people that historically did paintball younger when they were younger, and even maybe just have experimented with paintball and then transitioned to darts. There are people that are hardcore airsoft, but have also transitioned around. And I think that for me personally, as just a player, I kind of gravitate toward all of them. I think that I tend to just get really excited at all of them. I mean, functionally, right? Very, very similar play pattern. You have a blaster, you aim at somebody, you blast at them, right? And then
and they get laugh, and there's not cries.
Exactly. And I think that for us, yes, we are in the sporting goods section. However, what you'll notice about, you talked about product is king, design is king. We are Primetime Toys. That's a very important word. So if we were going to enter the market, which we did, we felt that it was extremely important that these felt like toys, because they do shoot harder than a dart blaster. That is... It's a smaller, projectile, smaller ammo type. But I think that I'm just having a ton of fun with kind of some of the innovation that's coming into it. I think that at the very beginning, the innovation was kind of slow to start. And I think that we're starting to see a lot more kind of collectively. And we, especially with what we teased out in the last video, one of the last one of the last podcasts, our Stratos, which we're going to talk about again today. That one is something that we feel is really an innovator in the category at this point, and gets us really excited because I think that the same with darts. You guys have seen in the past with us with darts. We really like a mechanism. We really like a fun gimmick. Gimmick sounds like a bad word. It's not. We love a fun, playful take on something that's seemingly simple.
I think it's basically a non intimidating homage to something that you may see in a video game.
Yeah. I think it's a really good way to put it.
So I think Gel Blasters, for me, I remember the first call we got from a Walmart team, and it's a little background, is that we're doing so well with the development of Adventure Force blasters and kind of leading that product line. There was really not much product to fill the demand of gel blasters or gel bead blasters or water bead blasters. So one of the things that came very click out of that was the buyers were just like, can you get me product? How fast can you get it to me? Because you know what, it's an untapped market, and we'll see what happens. So now there's going to be a 4-foot section and an 8-foot section in most local Walmarts, and then Target's putting the gel bead blasters into their toy department aisle. So I think it's kind of where on a life cycle it hasn't replaced Rival completely, but I think it's basically how the impact what Rival rounds or ball blasters were for the market a couple years ago. It's a little bit disruptive, and it will have a peak, and then we'll see where it goes. And then after that, it's another ammo type in the category. So ammo types I think are always what breed their innovation in the category. It was the full length standard length darts, then the waffle tip darts came this kind of the industry standard from us, and then you got into ball blasters and the rounds and the half-length darts. So I think ammo continues to be the sort of a platform for people to innovate on, and I think we're here ready to show. So we've been babbling along a little bit about just like state of the gel bead blaster industry. Let's get to showing some product. So.
Yeah. And, honestly, guys, I know these podcasts, they kind of go all over the place. Sometimes they're product demos. Sometimes it's very, spec heavy. Sometimes it's very history heavy. As we continue to kind of expand upon this, let us know. You know what I mean? Yeah. We want to know. We want to make something that's we get excited about stuff that the normal person on the street probably would fall asleep listening to some days. We try really hard not to put that in the podcast. But if you start to get to a place where you're like, guys, we really want to know more about this.
Yeah,
let us know.
It's our show. We could do whatever we want.
That's true.
So part of this is just you I think you are our co-host on the other side of the camera. You gave us feedback and direction, and we'll incorporate it into future episodes. So I think we appreciate all the support that's been started. So.
Yeah, man. Well, here, I'm actually going to hand this one off to you.
I'll hold it. I'll be the Vanna White as we talk.
Yeah, so, you've got a nice little slow 360 spin. I like it. Yeah. So we've got the Stratos, and the Stratos is the one that really had us the most excited for this season. If you know about the Pulsar Pro, which has kind of this fun tie-dye, obviously we continue to lean on
toy, it's right here. So this is a pattern that we've kind of... I think it's synonymous with Hydra Strike now, which is basically tie-dye, very colorful graphics, very bright, designed to be fun, but also safety oriented.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I know orange is your typical safety color, but I think that tie-dye, no one's going to mistake it, right?
Yeah.
So yes, Stratos. Let's just go ahead and a couple of quick things so you know what you're getting, right? When it comes to the Stratos, I've actually got boxes here, so I'm just going to tell you, you're going to get 10,000 of the glow in the dark rounds, which we'll double back on the glow in the dark rounds, kind of what that means for you guys. But the actual drum that holds the actual gel beads, that is going to hold 1,200 of the rounds, and it's actually going to fire 10 per second. This is our fastest our strongest blaster that is on the market, and also our most playful. So it ends up being fastest, strongest, and most playful.
Yeah, right here in the top here is your battery door. So it's powered by a 2S LiPo. It's the same battery that's shipped and sold with the Pulsar Pro, and all of our battery operated blasters use that same battery type. So it allows you to have extra batteries real easily, and the barrel will rotate super fast when you fire up your rev trigger, and then of course when you want to pew 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 on steroids. You go and just pull the trigger, and you can get 10 rounds a second. And we've done this in the studio with the lights turned off, and it looks like just a glowing yellow beam. Like
it's like a laser beam.
It's like a laser beam.
Fast.
So it basically looks like it could be a Star Wars weapon. It's a true blaster. So
I think 10 rounds per second is the official like magic number for laser beam style stuff when the lights are turned out. So with that glow in the dark stuff, what's kind of important here, what we think is extremely cool with this is that the actual drum itself has an LED in it, which means that the blaster is not glow in the dark. The beads are glow in the dark, and the actual magazine is glow in the dark.
Yeah, we'll show you here. Not sure if you're going to get a great view of this, but we'll go into that. So there's your light source, your LED is right here at the top of your magwell. And when the rounds are fed from the bottom of your hopper up into the blaster, they're activated and allows them to be glow in the dark. So this of course is compatible with non glow in the dark ammo that's traditional.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the unique thing about this is because this attachment is universal. This drum is now functional in your Pulsar Pro.
Yes, which means that you have your Pulsar Pro magazines, which are really great. But your Pulsar Pro now officially is a glow-in-the-dark Pulsar Pro.
Yes.
Which is really cool.
Fully functional.
Yep, fully functional glow-in-the-dark.
So by the time this podcast comes out, we hope that... I'm sorry, moved away from the mic there. By the time this podcast comes out, we hope this is available for purchase on Walmart.com. And then... you'll be able to pick it up in stores a little bit later in the year, around mid-September. So
yeah. So look, let's just keep this thing rolling because we've got four SKUs to talk about today, guys.
Yep. So we're talking about Walmart, new entrance to Walmart first under the Hydra Strike line. So after you get to the Stratos, what do you got next?
All right. So next we've actually got the Nova, which is super sick. I really like this one a lot because it's got an internal hopper. So you just kind of open it up, dump your stuff right in there.
Yep.
But the same kind of glow-in-the-dark LED setup is actually at the bottom of the hopper. So this is kind of an all-enclosed situation. It's a full auto blaster. It's doing 7 beads per second, and I think it holds right around 500. But it's also got a Picatinny rail at the top, and so the Picatinny rail I think is where we start to land on what we find really exciting about the crossover in that Venn diagram. What you'll notice is with the Pulsar Pro, you've got the Picatinny rail and you have the stock attachment. With this, you've got the Picatinny rail. Realistically, if you play with darts, you may not play with gel. If you play with gel, you may not play with darts. However, for those that do, when you buy our blasters, as you're buying and collecting different stock attachments, different sights, you will find that you'll be able to use those across.
And I don't think other competitors are using the Picatinny system universally on their design. So I think it's fun, one thing that working with Hydra Strike and their other brand called Gel Zone Pro, you going to get that it's going to be designed by dart blaster specialists for the gel bead blaster category, and those key elements will not be ignored or brought over because people like to accessorize if not able to modify their blasters. So
you're going to see, you guys have already seen the new offerings for darts this year, which means you've got new stocks, same attachments, new sights, same Picatinny rail. So we've got that here, and then it's actually got your safety and your fire switch are actually on both sides. So we got a full ambidextrous set of triggers, and then that's it, right? So you're actually going to get 5,000 of the glow in the dark rounds. However, you can use this without glow in the dark rounds. And it's a super sick blaster. I'm really excited. It's kind of a smaller profile, but a little bit bigger than the Nebula. So it's kind of that middle ground.
We have different types of eyewear that are included in each set. So we have some, I would say standard like safety glasses, and then also you've got the deluxe eyewear that comes with the Pulsar Pro, and also was with the Stratos. It fits right over your glasses.
Yeah.
So allows you to play if you wear eyewear or not. So this fits very nice and comfortable. It's got this padding that's kind of gives you some flexibility to whatever your face, your shape of your face is. So this is included. So I mean, picking this up, this is impact rated. So this is basically designed for competition blasting. So if you pick this up, and it's probably $20 value right here, right inside the box. So
yeah, and that's in the Stratos and the Pulsar.
Correct.
Yeah, and in the Nova, you've got your normal safety glasses.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
do
then,
you want to show them something new?
Yeah, just an accessory. This is kind of building off our other tactical gear competition mask that we've done before for dart blasters. We've upgraded one that's kind of has its own face shield that is really designed for gel bead blasters, where it gives you the breathability, fits over your glasses as we're just the main point, but also blocks any type of particles from hitting your face. So
yeah, because it's got those the cross pieces of plastic.
Correct. So from the back area, you can kind of see how it all
under each one of those
kind
slots.
of creates a vent without being an opening for things to pass through. So this is a new pattern and a new design that we've actually believe that is got some patentability to it, and we're excited to see that. And this is going to be a $10 option if you want to pick it up at Walmart. So if you want a deluxe pair of goggles, you can get it with the blaster. But if you've got you're a player and just want to have a loaner set, get your mask, go with it. So
yeah,
and there's not that accessory out there in the market too. So it'll be the first blaster company bringing out protective eyewear as an accessory. For gel bleeds. So
okay, so we've got one more. That's kind of what's happening at Walmart. And Walmart is kind of what started this for us. However, Gel Zone Pro, that is our other line. And you might be wondering, why are there two lines? Well, it's because we wanted to make brands exclusive for Walmart and exclusive for Target.
We think that's very important for supporting our retail partners, and we talk shop here a little bit too much, maybe. We're just but from a product company standpoint and an opportunity is that. Retailers are just like anybody. They want to be treated special, just like you want to be treated special. Yeah. So we're doing the best we can to bring out exclusive items, and it also gives us an opportunity to bring more product to you. Yep. So if you like, say, the Pulsar, you're not going to see it everywhere. You know where to go buy it, and you buy it at Walmart, and you become a primary shopper there. So yeah, that's been our bread and butter between Adventure Force and Dart Zone and Dart Zone Pro along the line. So I think it's a unique asset to us, and it makes us a different type of competitor in this market. So.
Absolutely, and that's actually a really solid segue, because if you liked the Hydrax, which is the Gel Zone Pro product, then you probably will notice that it's quite similar to the Nova. Yeah. So we're sharing kind of silhouettes and similar functionality, but you get a new blaster, which is really awesome when you talk about the Pulsar, because here we go. Yeah. So because we've actually taken what you love about the Pulsar, so we've got a similar silhouette, and like we talked about before, full Picatinny rail. We've got that same stock attachment right here, and you've got your select fire, so your single and your full auto, like we've had for the Pulsar, but with the added benefit of this also has the LED in it.
Yeah, so the magazine's been upgraded to be an LED light up functionality. So
yeah,
so these things come in cycles, and
absolutely,
so you can innovate, iterate on get successful platforms. So the Pulsar Pro has been very successful. We want anybody who's bought that who has had a chance to play with it. It feels like a high-end dart blaster.
Yes.
And this is just another iteration of it. And so
yeah,
it's going to be a little bit lower retail. It's going to be about a MSRP of $70, $69, depending upon the final price point. But I think it gives you something else to look at, and you get the light up function with it, which I think is a nice upgrade for those who are looking to add to their assortment. So
yeah, and just to kind of put our money where our mouth is, can you go ahead and hand me that Stratos?
Yeah.
Which is a Hydro Strike Stratos magazine. They may be different brands, but we'll go ahead and prove that one out. And then while you have the Stratos, Brian, here you go. Here is the Kratos magazine. So when you're buying these different gel magazines, just know that you'll be able to use these with your different blasters, be it Gel Zone Pro or Hydro Strike.
Correct.
So you can take your Kratos or your Pulsar and turn it into a drum blaster. You can take your Stratos and turn it into a magazine blaster. We find it. We think it's extremely important across a lot of our platforms to make sure that compatibility is key.
Compatibility of ammo types, compatibility of magazines, stock mounts. It's just endless desire for that. So wherever you can do it, small. That at the point in time it may feel small in the grand scheme of things. It does add up down the line. So when you're getting to your fourth version of an item or it's still going to be backwards compatible.
Yeah.
And from going back to my PlayStation days, I love the fact that most games were backward compatible with new platforms. So,
Absolutely.
So that's something I think that we want to take and continue in products for, gel bead blasters and dart blasters. So.
Yeah. Now, I know some of you might be like, well, it's not exactly the case with your magazines. And, some things you got to iterate.
You know what? We're newcomers, though, so we're not making those mistakes or those overlooks. So we have corrected those and continue to innovate. So So if you give us the benefit of the doubt, we get there. That's the whole part. So you're part of this is the journey with us to iterate. And you guys know so much more about this stuff than we do. Even though that we kind of can be viewed as experts, our audience, that it's always educating us on something. I'm learning something daily from the audience. Yeah. That's really, and I really think you don't think you can learn something new, there's opportunity to continue to learn. So
yeah. I think that you couldn't have said it any better,
man. Be curious, man.
So. Well, cool. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and start wrapping this thing up.
Yeah, I think it's been great. I think we got a lot to show here, and we got more podcasts coming up. So I think we're in this cycle where podcasts are going to be talking about new product and all and what's coming in the market. We may have more details about future events coming up and to clarify. But again, in the comment section, if you love us to talk about any particular topic in depth, send us a note. Follow us on Instagram and also on YouTube, we'll send us a note in many different ways possible. We'll make sure that gets on our to-do list. So
the only other note, this is Blaster Chat, which means we're going to talk about all things blasters, including Blaster Bash. So just a quick note, I'm sure you guys already saw, but it was postponed due to weather, so we're working on getting everything.
The weather was forecasted pretty heavily. We feel bad for the people in Colorado Springs. There was some flooding for that.
It was rough.
That afternoon, and so glad we got able to make those adjustments in time, and then we got more details coming. I mean, I guess you are working on it more than I am, but what's
so right now we're looking at August 11th. Some things are still kind of shifting around and moving, and we will make sure that we are communicating that with everybody. But the new date tentatively at this point looks like August 11th.
Okay.
Should be pretty close to set in stone, but I don't want to make any hard promises about specific details. All you should know is it was postponed due to weather. We're really excited for everything, kind of it coming back, and it was not canceled, just kind of moved around. But if you guys have any questions about that, if you want to know more about gel bead as a category or anything specific, or have some cool ideas for what you'd like to see in the category, I think what you'd like to see in the category is something we're really interested in. Let us know. And if you have other things that you'd like to know on the podcast, just go ahead and drop a comment. We are reading them. We are appreciating them. Like we've said before, that comment section is open, and we're definitely sharing your feedback to the entire team.
Yep.
So
it's fun reading, and keep up the good work. And I think we've done our due diligence on all the blasters today. We'll put some links in the link below about our product pages so you can find more information. But we're excited about the launch, and we'll get back at it very soon. So again, this is Blaster Chat. I'm Brian with Dart Zone.
And I'm Brandon.
That's right. B&B, we'll be back. Talk to you soon. Thanks.
Talk to you soon. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.